Twin Ring Motegi, a jewel in Honda Motor Company's crown. Following a historic contract to produce IndyCar engines, Motegi provided a Japanese home for the series. Today, we raced the historic Lotus 49 on this state-of-the-art oval. Welcome to Grand Prix Legends, live from Motegi, Japan, here on the Global SimRacing Channel. I'm Peter Mackay, and I am privileged to be joined in the booth by the better half of Double Scotch, Ryan Walker. Behind the scenes is our director, Sean Ambrose, using camera angles perfected by Dougie Beard. Now, Motegi is an incredibly impressive facility, and here is our GSRC track guide to tell you all about it.
Welcome to the Oval at the Twin Ring Motegi. Let's get a common misconception out of the way. While damaged in the earthquake of 2011, it has been repaired and would need very little done to see major racing action today. Got it? Great. But one thing is true, it doesn't get used that much nowadays, so it's great to have it here in the virtual world. In American terms, you can probably best compare this track to Gateway or Darlington in that it's egg-shaped. While both sides of the track are banked at 10 degrees, the difference is in the radius. Turns 1 and 2 are open, wide, and sweeping. Most high downforce cars will be able to take this flat out. The backstretch is also nice and wide, bringing with it plenty of side-by-side action. Turns 3 and 4, things narrow up a bit. In addition, the turn is much tighter, so you're giving the brakes a bit more of a workout here. And that opens up to a decently wide front stretch that the only challenge will be that wall on the exit of 4. Having been around since 1997, we've actually seen some history around this 1.549 mile, 2.5 kilometer track. The late down Weldon got Honda's first win here, and Danica Patrick became the first woman to win an IndyCar race here. The NASCAR Cup Series made the then annual Japanese Expedition race here in 1998. That was the first race Dale Earnhardt Sr. and Dale Earnhardt Jr. raced together on, and a NASCAR West Series points race was actually ran here in 1999. Who can take the checkered flag today at Japan's premier oval? Let's find out on GSRC.
So there you are. That is a little bit of a potted history and a little guide of this amazing Twin Ring Motegi facility, really. The only word for it is facility, because it's kind of two racetracks in one. We have the road course, which hosts the MotoGP every year, but also this wonderful big oval. And Ryan, welcome to the show. It's great to be back with the other half of Double Scotch every Saturday. Tell our viewers a little bit about what the drivers are going to face here today at Motegi.
Absolutely. This fantastic 1.54 mile length track was built in 1997, but it actually didn't host its first race until 1998, when the IndyCar series, or CAR as it was formerly known, first visited here, and that race was won by Mexico's Adrian Fernandez, who used to race in IndyCar. And a whole range of series have visited here. In the past, not just the oval, but the road layout, Super GT, NASCAR, basically anything, you name it, it's been here. And today, this series will be host to the Grand Prix Legends series with this fantastic Lotus 49 car. And with the race being 57 laps, these drivers are going to have to be very careful, and keys to the race is going to be timing your moves, making your moves carefully, and not taking too many risks. This track it might be wide, but you can't really go 4 wide, and with these Lotus 49 cars not having that much, hardly any downforce at all, it's going to make overtaking very tricky.
It really will, and of course we've had a couple of weeks without the championship leader Mick Claridge to join us, and in fact he has relinquished his championship lead on his brief hiatus from the championship, and at the moment it's Rafael Dorado on the back of 2 race wins on 280 points, leading from Rob Olenek, who sits 67 points further behind. But quick, Mick Claridge back to join us this week. He sits in third, 80 points in arrears. Ovi Trengeride is in fourth, and Yuri Geisen is in fifth. Ryan, how are they looking in the F2 Championship?
The F2 Championship at the moment is still really close, but it's being led by Japan's Togo Hosada, who finished in 10th last week. And then Germany's Andre Schumacher is in second, 31 points behind him. And then rounding at the top 3 is America's John Olsen, In fourth place, we've got Finland Jan Lehman, with the top 5 being rounded out by Dave Cohen from the United States. So the F2 Championship, it's maybe not as close as you would expect it to be, but Hasada currently leading that, with Schumacher not too far behind.
And finally, in our Nations Cup, well, that great motor racing nation of Brazil leading by 64 points from the United Kingdom, with United States 89 points further back in third, Finland in fourth, and Norway in fifth. Ryan, how many laps, etc., do we have to face today around Motegi?
So this is round 9 of the 12-round season. So yeah, we're slowly getting to the end of the season already, and it was only yesterday, it feels like the season was getting underway. And the rest today will be 57 laps around here. That's going to feel like an eternity. With it, and also the stand and start will be used as well. And it's an open setup as always, so any changes you want to make, you are free to do so. And the incident limit, as always, 17x is a penalty, and 25x means you will be disqualified from the race. So plenty for these drivers to think about. And when it comes with the race being 57 laps, they can maybe be a bit more relaxed and not go for it straight away.
Okay, so we're drivers are out and about in qualifying. Just 2 flying laps is all they are permitted here at Motegi Oval. We're looking at Rafael Dorado, who has completed his qualifying run. Yuri Geisen coming over the line in the number 8. What can he do? 35.3. He doesn't improve. Dave Cohen, the man from Illinois in the number 18, he's just getting wound up, ready for a big qualifying run. And this kind of this is quite nostalgic here. I guess that's the whole idea with the Grand Prix Legends, Ryan. It's almost like this qualifying session. It's almost like the Indianapolis 500 in a way, isn't it? You've got this sort of, I don't know what it is about oval qualifying. It just seems a lot more ratcheted up in terms of the pressure the drivers are under.
Yeah, absolutely. You've only got one shot to get it right, and if you mess up, there's no second chances. So these drivers have got pretty much pressure on their shoulders, like you say, and at the moment, riding on board with Dave Cohen, who's in the middle of his lap, and as he gets it sideways, and that's what I was saying about the Lotus 49. There's hardly any downforce at all, and yeah, if you make a mistake with this car, especially on an oval, it'll bite you.
Yeah, absolutely. Of course, not a great deal of grip from these tyres as well. So you're going to see the drivers really having to put in quite a lot of little delicate steering inputs and sometimes very big steering inputs as well there. But Dave Cohen, what does he do? He does not improve, stays 18th. But in this form of racing, you can make your way through the pack. Drafting is very important, of course, in the oval racing. But Rob Olenek, the man from New England, is leading by 0.08 of a second from Rafael Dorado, so he will start on pole. Colin Bentley in third. But let's have a look through the whole grid as the time ticks over, and we'll be ready to go racing for 57 laps around Motegi here, 90 miles southwest of Tokyo. Rob Olenek then with a 34.9 leads from Rafael Dorado and will start on pole position. Row 2 will see Colin Bentley and Bill Tyler. Quick Nick Claridge is back. He'll start from 5th alongside Angelika Pawlowski. Row 4 will see Ove Trengride and Yuri Geisen, and Laust Olsen in 9th and Teemu Toika in 10th, Ryan.
Starting in 11th, we've got John Olsen. Alongside him is the championship leader in the F2 Championship, Togo Hasada, in 12th, with 13th going to Emmanuel Pereira, and Eric Lyko in 14th, John Van Dorn in 15th, with Eugenio Massa in 16th, Chris Engler in 17th, with Dave Cohen in 18th, 19th is Randy Half, and rounding out the 20 is Andreas Bruno.
On the 11th row of the grid, we'll see John McNamara and Andrew Eng, with Hideki Kavisto and Michael Griesinger behind on row 12. Row 13 will see Peter Yevjoski, Douglas Nelson, and finally Robert Reynolds will begin from 27th on the grid. So a good field once again here in the Grand Prix Legends Series. Now the driver... so we'd have a little bit of a curveball thrown to us here. We are behind the Ford Mustang pace car, which means we're going to have a rolling start, Ryan. And I have to be honest, for this form of racing, I quite like that idea. That's a better idea, I think.
Yeah, I was about to say as well. I was a bit surprised by it, but it's always been the usual thing with oval races, that it's always been a rolling start with a pace car. And another thing as well with this race, you have to count into play as well, or count as a factor, is there's no coursing. So if you get involved in a wreck, there's no, I guess, there's no rescue for you. If you get caught in a wreck, your race is pretty much done.
It's a very good point. Yep, and of course with always having these big wide, this big wide track here at Motegi, there's plenty of encouragement for overtaking. But if you tangle wheels at high speed, you will be in big trouble. So likely to be a race of attrition here at Motegi in Japan, as we see the field pulling out of pit lane, ready to go for their pace lap. Look at that, amazing. It is very much like, it's sort of a blend between, almost like blend between Fontana and Darlington actually here. It's quite a different layout, but of course, actually typical Japanese corporate procrastination here, Ryan, for Motegi. Actually, the project itself was signed off in 1988. It didn't actually open until 1998 because there was a Japanese economic downturn domestically, but it actually looked like it was never going to be built until Honda got the contract to make IndyCar engines, and it kind of that put the pieces together, and now we have this incredible facility that goes along in the company's portfolio, along with the Suzuka circuit as well. As they come around the final corner, we should be ready to go here for 57 laps of racing here in Japan. And Rob Olenek will lead us away, and he opens up his Cosworth DFV straight away and charges down towards turn 1 with Rafael Dorado right behind him as they head down towards turn 1. Can all the drivers get through cleanly? There's plenty of room being given there, and they do. Good start.
Yeah, great start by everyone. Everyone's been sensible to turn into the first corner, and yeah, pretty much so far so good. But Rafael Dorado has got the run and all in it, and he's going to try and go around the outside. That'll be a bit risky on the first lap of this race, and he does it. Great move.
Yeah, the great stuff there from Rafael Dorado, a two-time winner over the last couple of weeks at Detroit and Catalunya. But this is a very, very different discipline altogether. Same car, completely different ball game, and here on the oval at Motegi. But Dorado off to a good start there. He's leading with that red helmet with the white, blue and red Valvoline style paint scheme, with Olenek in the tiger print. He's got tiger feet, and he's looking to try and make his way past here, but just settling in behind Dorado. And look at this, Ryan, they're already getting a little bit of a breakaway.
Yeah, and I was watching in the background, someone ran wide and they got close to the wall. Yeah, that was Mick Claridge by the looks of it, running wide. And yeah, Mick Claridge is at the moment behind Olenek, and Rafael Dorado with the fastest lap of the race already.
Riding on board with Colin Bentley, giving us a good bird's eye view, grandstand view of Mick Claridge in front, and Mick will not want to see Dorado and Olenek escape. He has to get in the draft there and try not let them get away with it. Mick Claridge in that yellow and black, almost Kenny Roberts Yamaha speed block paint scheme there, getting back on the power, and looking just when you ask for the power coming out of the curve there, you really are lighting up the rear tyres here. They come down towards turn 1 once more. Olenek goes quicker again. The thing I like about this particular oval, Ryan, is that you have to really drive it. It's not a hold it flat out all the time. It's there's a real balancing act required here.
Yeah, absolutely. Some of the drivers were saying on the Grand Prix Legends Discord as well during the week that this seems to be one of those tracks that invites you to try and carry as much speed as possible, but actually this track seems to reward you with being smooth and just being patient, getting back on the throttle.
Just touching 290 kilometers an hour heading into the turn there. Really, really quick. These cars, less than 500 kilograms. They weigh just over 400 horsepower from the Cosworth DFV V8. As we see, look at this. Olenek just having a little bit of a run there on Dorado, but Claridge has dropped behind Colin Bentley, and looks like Trengareid's going to go by there in the red number 5 car. So what's happened to Mick Claridge? Made a little bit of a mistake somewhere. Trengareid on the inside now. He's gone down low. Claridge way up high on the high side and swoops around and takes the place back. Good stuff there from Claridge, but he's allowed Bentley just to escape slightly.
Yeah, he is, and Yeah, the battle for the lead is still going on as well, and it looks like Dorado's under attack from Olenek, and Olenek, it looks like he's trying to make a move, but Dorado just clips the line, the white line, just runs wide a little bit, and thankfully and luckily doesn't clip Rob Olenek.
Yep, Olenek looking very, very racy here indeed. He's going up the high side. Oh, is he going to have a try? Tell you what, he's going to. Here he goes up the high side from Olenek. Oh, that is gutsy. That is really gutsy, but he's thinking about it. Here he goes again. And Dorado's goes low. So Colin Bentley's right there as well. He's just about hanging on to Olenek's draft side by side. Dorado on the low side. Olenek on the high side, but Dorado just keeps it by staying down low.
Yeah, fantastic racing for the lead between these guys, but these guys scrapping amongst themselves has allowed Colin Bentley to catch right up to them.
Yeah, but Colin Bentley is the man on the move in the number 9 car in that white and green machine with the blue helmet, and he is straight in the draft now, and Olenek goes, oh, gee whiz, that was close. I thought Olenek was in a one-way ticket for the wall there and just came out of it at the right time, but he goes round the outside on the high line, really trying to make that high line work, but Dorado hangs on the middle. Colin Bentley he's just grabbing inch by inch here, Ryan, and this is going to allow, all this slight bickering is going to allow Claridge perhaps, and Trengaride maybe, to try and catch up.
Yeah, absolutely. I was just about to say as well, Ove Trengrade and Claridge in the background, and also Pavlowski are slowly catching up to this, the top three as well. So yeah, we could be on for maybe, God knows how many cars, but we could be on for a big line of cars in a few moments' time.
Oh, this is just fantastic racing here in the Lotus 49s. Of course, Lotus had already had a bit of experience in the oval racing world, winning the Indianapolis 500 in 1965 with Jim Clark, and that started off a bit of a revolution of Formula One drivers racing at the Brickyard. So 10 laps in, and dear me, a little wiggle there from Olenek on the outside, using that high line, really working that high line hard. Dorado is using the low line more. Bentley, he's sort of splitting the middle. Here he goes, they're about to go 3 wide, and Dorado still hanging on there. Dorado defending really, really well, and actually not giving Olenek much of an opportunity to get the run on him.
Yeah, absolutely. But this is a thing with oval racing as well. You get tempted to defend the position, but on an oval race, because you're going so quick and you're at high speed, if you do that too much, you're at risk of causing an accident.
You are, yeah. It's all about the momentum, and like you say, any small mistake has multiplied, has very, very high consequences in this form of motor racing. But so far, Rafael Dorado, winner on road courses the last 2 races at Detroit and at Catalunya, and he's leading this motor race right now. And Mick Claridge is back in 5th, so Dorado is bringing in a bit of a new era. It just shows you, Ryan, if you just miss a couple of weeks, it's amazing where there'll always be someone waiting to take the crown.
Yeah, absolutely. And this season, Rafael Dorado has definitely stepped up his game, and he's pretty much been the man in form at the moment. Is just watching behind as well. To Ove Trengley up to 3rd as well. I just missed that, but I just had a look back as well to see what was going on further back, and he's up into the top 3 now. But this pack of cars is starting to get bigger and bigger.
It is, yeah. There's definitely an emerging pack. Bentley has dropped back ever so slightly. Trengarade now, as you said, Ryan, taking the impetus now to get up there. Look at Olenek. Olenek loves hanging it out wide there. Dorado happy to run the low side, and through they go, taking on the end of about 180 miles an hour there, coming into the fastest part of this circuit. Really, really impressive speeds. Bear in mind, this car was introduced in 1967. Incredible performance for a car of... and
Trengarade in the wall!
Oh, Trengarade straight in the wall, and that is game over for him. That will be damaged suspension, etc. There is nothing. So let's get a replay of what happened to Trengarade. Down they go then, over the start-finish line into turn 1. Oh, that is a very strange one. It's now that could well be a technical failure with Ovi Tringare's hardware. It looked like he just went straight on. It might be that he rubbed the wall and that sort of brought him into the wall. What do you think, Ryan? Might need to get another closer look at it.
Yeah, that's a bit weird. I know that sometimes in iRacing, especially on the oval tracks, if you get too close to the wall, maybe, I don't know if Trengwade is trying to maybe just widen the entry up to try and get a better run on the exit, but as a rider on board with him now, heading down the home straight, and all looks fine. I don't know if he's maybe tried to move to the wall to get a great... he just moves to the wall and clips it.
Oh, yeah, trying to get the best possible. If the wider the entry you have, the more speed you could potentially carry. And yep, Trengrade steps over the line there, and that's a perfect example of how a minuscule mistake has massive consequences. Any mistake at all, and you're out the race. So, Trengrade out. It's not been a good couple of weeks for him here in the Grand Prix Legends Series. 16 laps down, we've just gone past 1/4 distance. Still Dorado and Olenek duking it out. Colin Bentley not far behind there in third with Mick Claridge there. Now, you wonder if Dorado and Olenek are able to work together to break away, but I just don't think that's going to happen at this stage, Ryan, as Olenek looks to his preferred outside line, the high side. Dorado just grabbing the apron all the way around.
Yeah, absolutely. As Olenek gets ever so slightly, he gets a bit sideways and loses a bit of momentum, and that gives Bentley the opportunity to try and go around the outside, or maybe try and make a move on it at least. But that's allowed Dorado just a little bit of breathing space. And behind the Olenek and Bentley, we've got Mick Claridge and Pawlowski waiting in the wings if anything happens.
Indeed, and look at that slight mistake from Olenek. I mean, a minor mistake, and that has put him straight into the clutches of Bentley, Claridge, Pawlowski as well, and also allowed Dorado. All of a sudden, Dorado has nearly a second gap. So Dorado straight away, look at that. He's gone straight out to the preferred line. Oh, what have you seen, Ryan?
Oh, I was just watching behind the battle going on behind Dorado with Olenek, Bentley, and Claridge and Pawlowski, and they came so close to making contact.
I wonder if they have, because Claridge looks all kinds of squirrely. He does not look comfortable at all, and he's shedding time. Does have Mick Claridge have a problem? I wonder if Claridge has maybe had a little bit of a ding there, and it's just upset his rhythm slightly, but he carries on. But it's not been a comfortable return for Mick Claridge to the Lotus 49 series. And of course, here at the here on the ovals, you have to have you have to be right on the top of your game. You've got to be right on top of the car. It's so tricky, and he just doesn't look quite so comfortable there, Ryan.
Yeah, he seems to be struggling, and that's the thing. Mick Claridge, he's been out for a couple of races, and he's maybe not had the chance to practice as much. But excuse me, at the moment he just seems to be struggling. He's getting basically, I guess you could say, he's being mugged off a little bit.
It's a very good description, that, isn't it? It's you're in this form of racing, you do get mugged if you make the slightest mistake. Now Dorado's still holding that advantage of just over 9/10 of a second from Rob Olenek. Bentley in third. Now, interestingly, the top few have just spread out slightly. The top four, there's a good little spread there. Is Colin Bentley in the number 9 machine sets the fastest time of the race so far. So the times are tumbling, Ryan. And of course, we don't see tyre wear being an issue on the road courses. Is it something we've got to worry about on the oval?
I think so, because Motegi, it does, to the eye, it doesn't look like it's a track that's it's basically kind of like a punisher on tyres, but because they're going so quick, sometimes you can maybe overheat the tyres.
Oh, that's Claridge, I think. Claridge ploughs into the back of, I think it might have been Pawlowski. So there's Claridge, he's done. We'll get a replay of that. So who's that in front of him in the number 6 car? That
looks like it's Bill Tyler.
Bill Tyler, and he's just ploughs into the back of Bill Tyler there. Onto the gearbox. So let's get a look on board with Bill Tyler then. Let's even get a little bit of an idea what's happened. So I think maybe so Bill rubs the wall, and that just checks him up, and Mick Claridge has got nowhere to go. Oh, dearie me. So actually, Mick Claridge is pretty much the innocent party there. And, that is just devastating there. And For Dorado, well, I'm sure he will have a spotter working with him. He will be getting that message. Claridge is out. This has got to be no risk at all here. But he's still got Olenek now is very much his clear championship rival.
Yeah, absolutely. I think that's pretty much Claridge out of championship contention now. After being out for a couple of races and returning and not having the best of returns. So yeah, the championship as it stands, it's a championship battle between Dorado and Olenek. And as we know from last season, Christian Challoner's been helping Dorado, and you never know, he could be helping Dorado when it comes to spotting.
Well. Christian Challoner, very, very fast in really anything, but particularly these Lotus 49s, as we see Colin Bentley going up the high side with Tyler. Now, Tyler, despite that rub with the wall and then a hit by Claridge, he's miraculously still carrying on and doesn't necessarily seem to be losing that much time, as Colin Bentley's actually having to work really hard around the high side here to try and get past him, but he's not really getting it all his own way. But is Bentley going to get the run now at this endless oval curve here? And they go side by side again. And I tell you what, Bill Tyler has got away with this one with all that contact. He's not really even lost that much speed, Ryan.
Yeah, absolutely not. It looks like he's pretty much just looking at his pace quickly, and yeah, he's not lost any of it. So it's like I'm amazed that he never got more damage than expected from that incident. But credit to Bill, he's still going at the moment, and he's having a great battle with Colin Bentley at the moment. And just checking the chat as well, Mick Claridge apologised to Bill for the incident. So yeah, great to see from Mick Claridge.
Yeah, I'll tell you what, that is very nice indeed. I wouldn't say it was he could put 100% blame on himself there, but very gentlemanly nonetheless. As we see Bentley now trying the low side, trying to get past Tyler. Tyler up the high side. Let's see if Colin Bentley can make it down on the low side here. But let's have a look back at Dorado, because Dorado 0.3 of a second now, the gap between him and Olenek. So Olenek is just reeling him in, grabbing little piece by piece, lap by lap. We're just coming up to half distance now, Ryan. Dorado's in the lead, but he did have a lead of nearly a second, but Olenek has just reeled him in, and Olenek looking really racy now.
Yeah, absolutely. I think Rob Olenek seems to be the more comfortable driver at the moment, because like you say, he was a second back, but he's closed that gap down massively to 0.2 of a second.
Yeah, he has, and he's just set the fastest lap of the race in the process. And look at this, right on the gearbox now. What is Olenek going to do? We saw him trying the high side, Dorado hugging the apron in the earlier stages of the race. Will Dorado go back to that position, saying, if you're going to go past me, you're going to have to go all the way around the long way? And Dorado, yeah, I tell you what, Dorado is just positioning that Lotus 49 perfectly and proving that he is equally as adept on the road courses as he is here on the oval.
Yeah, absolutely. And it looks like they've got traffic up ahead as well, which could play a factor. And again, Olenek, every time he gets a great run on the outside, he can't really do anything about it, because it seems to be Dorado can get a great run on the exit, keeping on the low line.
Yep, he's just positioning perfectly as they come through some lap traffic now. Of course, much more of an issue with this form of racing. So, just under 30 laps done, 27 to go. And who is going to win this one? Is it going to be Dorado? Is it going to be Olenek? Is it going to be Pawlowski, who all of a sudden he now is 0.4 of a second behind?
You never know. Rob Olenek's got a run on the outside. This is probably the closest he's been. And can he get a run on the outside or keep up the momentum? No, he can't, and he has to tuck in behind.
Oh! Massive. Oh! It's got them. Now, I think that Dorado's been involved in that. Yes, he has. So Dorado's been... Olenek's on his... Well, he's on his lid. Oh, my word. So lap traffic has played absolute havoc here, and Pawlowski is through. So let's see what on earth happened. Olenek on the outside, Dorado on the inside. They come through into the turn. Now what happens? We see another car going off there into the wall. Now, oh no, they just come into the path. And there was absolutely nothing we could do about that. I'm not sure who that was who kind of sparked that off then, but Let's have a look from the blimp.
Yeah, looking from the blimp, and it looks like, one of the back markers clipped another car that he was in a battle with, and Dorado and all that just come round, and they have nowhere to go, and that was unfortunate because that was a fantastic race between those two drivers. But the person that benefited from that was the German driver of Pawlowski.
Oh, well, Angelica Pawlowski is, well, it's been Christmas come early here for the number 7 car, and leading now from Colin Bentley by 3.7 seconds, and Teemu Toika now up to third, 6 seconds further back. So, wow, that changes everything. And for Dorado and for Olenek, we feel like we've just been robbed of a really good battle there, Ryan, because I don't think that nobody did anything wrong there. It was just a piece of really bad fortune.
Yeah, it was just that situation, being at the wrong place at the wrong time, and it's an easy thing to happen on oval racing just because you're going so fast and you've hardly got any time to react. But it's kind of at the moment we've got a bit of a mix up in the top 3 at the moment, with Teemu Toika in third and battling with Laus Olsen as well for the final step on the podium.
Here we go then. Can Teemu Toika keep that position in third in the number 4 car? Laus Olsen in the yellow car with the blue cap. And this has just changed everything there. Both two of our, championship protagonists taken out, and Mick Claridge. Well, we're up here in Scotland, Ryan, but I think I can hear Mick Claridge cheering from down south that he's not quite out this championship after all.
Yeah, absolutely. He's probably singing the song that Scotland were singing during the week, I Can Boogie.
Or I Can Qualify.
Yep, pretty much.
Yeah, but we're into far more entertaining sports like motor racing, Ryan, so we're
that's the best sport.
Correct. So, Pawlowski leads then from Colin Bentley. Now, Colin Bentley had really good pace earlier in the race. So, keep an eye. Now drop back to about 4 seconds further back. But also Olsen and Toika, they might be able to reel in Bentley as well. So, we might end up with a kind of 3 or 4 car breakaway or 3 or 4 car battle here for the second place spot. And yeah, look at that. We're seeing Bentley's now just about 2 seconds between Bentley and Olsen now. So yeah, we'll see if Olsen can reel in the number 9 of Colin Bentley.
Yeah, Bentley's having a great run in second place at the moment, and as Toika's making a move on Olsen by the looks of it, heading down the home straight.
Here goes Toika then, on the number 4 down the inside. Can he make it stick? He goes to the low line. Olsen goes up high. Round they go. Looks like Olsen's going to get a good run here. Toika just tries to get as much power down as he absolutely can. Olsen right in the draft now. Now is Olsen going to take a dive? No. So, Toika goes to take the low side. And they've got big lap traffic ahead. This is going to be a bit of a problem. Oh, you can use the traffic to your advantage. Sometimes it can play against you. Sometimes it can play for you. How is this one going to hang out?
Yeah, they're pretty much as aware as they head into turn 1, and Toika manages to keep the position, but also is not giving up as they go by another back marker and manage to get by without any issues. But at the moment, it's Toika still in third with Olsen close a little behind him fourth.
Yep, so Toika hangs on through that little phase of traffic there. And actually Bentley now opening up the gap slightly between himself and Teemu Toika. So Bentley looking pretty strong in second right now with just 18 laps to go here at Motegi in Japan. And Pawlowski looking good as well. So we've got another battle going on here for P10. P8, my apologies, between John Van Dorn in the 16 car and Emmanuel Pereira in the 15 car, and that very jazzy paint scheme there in the green, yellow and red. It kind of looks like a fruit pastel ice lolly, that car.
Yeah, I was about to say as well, I thought I recognised the cars from somewhere, and these guys are having a great race as well. Van Dorn after starting in 15th, Emmanuel Pereira after starting in 13th, they're 8th and 9th at the moment and having a great run inside the top 10.
Indeed they are, yep, and we said it's going to be a race of attrition. Well, only 12 cars on the lead lap right now, and many have hit issues throughout the race. Of course, we lost Trengrid early, we've lost Dorado, we've lost Rob Olenek as well, and it's kind of a situation of last man standing here, but Olsen, whoa, nearly rubs the wall there. Teemu Toika just about hanging on. Teemu using really good corner speed there, ducks to the low side now to try and defend from Olsen. Can Olsen now get the run? Here he goes. Can he get in the draft? And interestingly, one thing that surprised me slightly, Ryan, is that the draft effect has not been quite as high as I thought it might have been between these cars.
Yeah, I thought the slipstream would have been a lot stronger, and at the moment it doesn't seem to be anything like that. It just seems to be you can get close, but the slipstream doesn't really play a major factor.
Now we're just getting word here in the commentary box from our virtual pit lane reporter. It is Togo Hisada's birthday today in the number 12 Honda machine. Of course, local race for Togo. So many happy returns, Togo, and of course putting on a brilliant performance here in 6th place. And is he giving us some birthday skids there? I think he might be actually on purpose. He was giving it a bit of chopping about on the steering wheel there. But happy birthday, Togo, and enjoy the rest of the race in 6th spot.
Yep, the leader of the F2 Championship having a good race in 6th at the moment, and pretty much all by himself by the looks of things.
Okay, so let's go back to Teemu Toika here, trying to hold off Olsen. He's doing a good job of it for now. They come up behind. I think that might be Kavisto up ahead. Lap traffic they'll have to contend with soon in the next few laps or so. But Toika doing a great job here, just going low enough to defend, but also high enough to get the real good drive through the corner. And that is actually the number 19 of Bruno, who's about to go 2 laps down now, ahead in that kind of light blue car. Now, can Toika use this lap traffic to the advantage? Bruno pulls right over, gets well out the way, good stuff. And Toika hangs on once more.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, it's been a great scrap between these two drivers. And Teemu Toika is the name. He's been around on iRacing for quite a while, and he's really into his oval racing. And it looks like Olsen's got the run heading down to turn 1, but he can't make a move.
So we're also getting, I'll tell you what, our virtual pit lane reporter has been very, very busy in the last couple of minutes. We're getting word, Ryan, that Rafael Dorado is now the Grand Prix Legends champion of this season, because he has enough points that he is now ahead of Rob Olenek, enough that even if Rob were to win the next 3 races, Dorado would be the champion. So there you go, just that little brief respite from the advances of Mick Claridge and a couple of wins, and despite the disappointment of today, he's our Grand Prix Legends champion.
Yeah, so big congratulations to Rafael. Back on the broadcast now. Teemu Toika is under attack from Lars Olsen. Olsen's up the inside and up into 3rd place.
Yeah, so Toika's great move there from Olsen, but will Toika be able to respond? We've only got 10 laps remaining, so it's now or never. This is where it starts to get really spicy now, and will Toika be able to respond? Olsen already pulled a couple of car lengths, trying to break the draft as best he can. Colin Bentley's away up the road. He's solidified his 2nd position, so he's just got to try and get it to the flag. And Pawlowski leading by 2.5 seconds from Bentley. So the 1st and 2nd looking pretty sewn up right now, but this last spot on the podium, far from over.
Absolutely not. And Toika's still really close to Olsen, and it all seems to have quietened down a little bit. Everyone's spaced out on track, and the action like we had in the early stages of the race is just quieting down.
So let's look at the battle between Van Dorn and Pereira for 8th place here. Now, can Pereira in the flying fruit pastel ice lolly try and get past here? Oh, the cars are certainly shaped like a fruit pastel ice lolly as well. It's sort of tube shaped, like, kind of like a cigar on wheels, these machines. They smell nicer though. As we look back over the Cosworth DFV cam, I have to say this is great work here from Dougie Beard, who provides all of our wonderful camera angles. And I'll tell you what, any view of a Cosworth DFV is a good one, but this is a particularly good one, Ryan.
Oh, absolutely, it's a fantastic view, and looking at that fantastic engine as well. Looking back at Pereira, and also in the background as well, we've had another driver joining this battle, is Eugenio Massa.
Aha, so Massa in the, wow, bright green helmet, suit, car. He kind of looks like a pack of Tic Tacs here, the green and orange. As well. Maybe you should tap them up for some sponsorship. So Massa now very much in this battle now. He's hitting in 10th spot right now. You just see him, look at that, Ryan, just chopping the wheel back and forward. And it's interesting, a lot of the drivers have got that kind of typical oval steering wheel adjustment as well. So their hands are never really straight.
Yeah, and that's the thing with this Lotus 49 as well. You're having to fight the car all the time, because it's a bit of a beast, because it's got so much power, and then, yeah, especially on an oval, you're having to fight it so much. But it looks like Pereira is trying to, or had a run on Van Dorn, but can't make a move as Van Dorn gets a bit sketchy in the middle of the final corner.
Yep, that little bit of a mistake there from Van Dorn that could give Pereira the run, and Pereira goes up to the high side, thinks about it. No, he's going to have to try again, goes back low, tucks in behind Van Dorn. He's going to try and get another run. So here he goes into the draft. He goes, a little bit of oversteer on the exit, very normal for the Lotus 49. He's got a good run here, lifts off. You look at how actually dropping down at least one gear. Is he going to do 2 gears there into the curve there? So it shows you, Ryan, how much this is not hold it flat and turn left. This is very much a finesse circuit.
Yeah, pretty much. And Pereira's up the inside of Van Dorn. Can he get the move done? It looks like he will, as Van Dorn runs slightly wide onto the dusty part of the track, but manages to get it back down to the apron, and he loses a position, but he's still keeping up with Pereira at the moment.
Okay, so Pereira makes the way through to 8th place, and still Olsen holding Toika at bay. 5 to go here at Motegi, in the land of the rising sun in Japan. Of course, the home of the Honda Motor Company, the owner of this particular circuit, and Suzuka as well, and also the venue for the Honda Motorcycle Museum as well. But Olsen just holding off Toika now. I tell you what, Ryan, he looks pretty comfy here.
He does, and it does by the looks of it. And Toika's getting closer again, and Colin Bentley's still in second. And actually, Colin Bentley has closed the gap down to the leader, Pawlowski, to about 1.2 seconds.
Yeah, just when we thought it was all sewn up and we thought Pawlowski had this one in the bag, Colin Bentley is on the charge. We saw he had a lot of pace early in the race and then kind of went quiet through the middle, and I just wonder if he was maybe just keeping his tyres in as good condition as he could to be able to attack in the last few moments of the race. We've only got 3 laps to go. Has he left it a bit late? He might have done. He'll need to take over 1/3 of a second per lap and make the pass if he wants to win this race, but Colin Bentley's going to give it a go here. Has he got enough life left in the tyre? And has Pawlowski, has he got enough at the wheel of that number 7 car? Over the stripe they go then. 2 to go here at Motegi.
Yep, absolutely. And the battle for 3rd place is still real close at the moment as well, as Olsen and Toika head into turn 1, and Toika kind of goes to the high line, but he tucks back in, and Toika's getting a great run in the exit, heading onto the back straight. Can he get a run on Olsen heading down to the final corner? Yep,
here goes Toika. Is he going to try and pinch this one? Breaking Olsen's heart. He goes down low. He dives down low. Olsen up high. Toika for the slide job there. Oh, and he's gone a little bit wide. Oh, and then we see Olsen going back down to the low line. Side by Colin Bentley, fastest lap of the race, just 8/10 behind. I just think he's going to come up short, Ryan. Toika takes the position back in third. Back at the front then, it looks like it's going to be Pawlowski in the number 7, Lotus 49. In that beautiful British Racing green and yellow colour scheme there. Join the team, Team Lotus. Here he goes then, Pawlowski round the final corner, takes the checkered flag to win here in Japan at Twin Ring Motegi, with Colin Bentley right behind in second. Now who hangs on? Is it going to be Toika? Is it going to be Olsen? Toika takes the last spot on the podium.
Yeah, fantastic battle between those two drivers for the final step on the podium. And in fifth place is going to go to Holland's Yuri Geisen. And yeah, pretty much waiting for the rest of the field to finish. But what a race.
Yeah, brilliant race. Lots of duking back and forward. And just a pity we got robbed of that battle between Dorado and Olenek, but we were certainly treated to a great one in return there from Olsen and Toika. So, we're going to take a very short break here on the Global SimRacing Channel, and we will be right back with official race results and an interview with our new champion. Welcome back to Twin Ring Motegi here in Japan, where we have been treated to a brilliant encounter here on the wide oval here in Motegi. So let's have a look at the official results to see how all of the drivers finished up. It was Roman Pawlowski winning by just 0.4 of a second from Colin Bentley, who looked like he had the pace to challenge, just sort of left it that little bit too late. But a second place finish, very good nonetheless. Teemu Toika just taking that last spot on the podium from Laust Olsen, with Yuri Geisen 5th. Togo Hisada, the birthday boy, was 6th, with John Olsen 7th. Emmanuel Pereira 8th, just edging out John Van Dorn in 9th. And Eugenio Massa, the flying tic-tac, in 10th. Brian?
Finishing in 11th was John McNamara, with Finland's Heidi Koivisto in 12th. 13th was Andreas Bruno, 14th was Andrew N. 15th was Peter Wajowski, 16th was Douglas Nelson, 17th was Robert Reynolds, and the rest of the field that retired from the race was Rafael Dorado, Rob Olenek, Chris Hendler, Dave Cohen, Michael Gringziger, Bill Tyler, Eric Loico, Mick Claridge, Ole Trengrade, and Randy Houth.
So we are very pleased to say that we have our new champion, Rafael Dorado. Now, Ryan Walker, since you are a stalwart of the Grand Prix Legends series, I think it's only fitting that you speak to our new champ.
Yeah, a new champion for the Grand Prix Legends series this season, and taking over the baton, if you like, from Mick Claridge, Rafael Dorado. Congratulations on the championship.
Thank you, Ryan. I'm really, really happy that I won the championship. My first time ever that I win a championship in iRacing. And I'm also a huge fan of the broadcast. I mean, I can't even believe that I managed to win a championship. Hopefully, it's the first of many.
I mean, yeah, it's really well deserved, because I know from reading the Grand Prix Legends Discord that you've put in a lot of work. You know, Christian Challoner has been helping you. And yeah, I guess you kind of didn't expect it, but nevertheless, it was great. It was great to see someone, as I said, take over the baton from Mick Claridge, and have a new champion in the series.
Yeah, I mean, I need to thank Christian Challoner, of course, for the help he has given me, and also a huge congratulations to him for being hired by iRacing, and also huge thanks to the whole Lotus 49 community. And to Mick Claridge for being such a great rival. I hope he can do all the races next season, and we can have a proper battle for the championship until the final race. And yeah, also shout out to my friends in Brasilia, Daniel, Marcius, David, and Pedro, who are watching the race. And shout out to my family as well, who has started watching the race this season. So yeah, I'm really, really happy, and thank you guys for the broadcast. I always watch all the Lotus 49 broadcasts and also all the other classic cars, the Camel GT and the Lotus 79. I think you guys do a really, really good job.
Thank you, Raphael. And excuse me. Lastly, that battle with you and Rob Olnick, that was absolutely fantastic to watch. But it was unfortunate it ended in sad circumstances with being caught up with two back markers. Talk about that from your view.
Yeah, to be fair, I was expecting to be on pole with the time that I had, and I never look at the times when I am in the qualifying session. I only look at it when I get out of the car. So I was really surprised not to be on pole. So huge congrats to Rob for that time he put. And I think after that, I managed to overtake him on lap 1 or 2, which was lucky. He made a mistake. And we battled for many, many laps. At one point, I managed to open up a gap of about 1 second. And I was trying to make it 1.5 seconds. If I made it 1.5 seconds, I would break the draft and maybe I could pull away. But he was really, really good. He made no mistakes during that critical period of the race and managed to close the gap back up. So I was getting ready for another intense fight until the very last lap. When unfortunately we had an incident, but it's no big deal. It's racing, it happens. And now it's just commemorate the championship, celebrate the championship, and move on to the next race.
Good stuff. Well, Raphael, again, congratulations on the championship. Go off and celebrate and have a few drinks. Don't get too drunk because we've got the Nords Life for next week. But yeah, congratulations, and we look forward to seeing you on track next week.
That's good advice, Ryan. I will take note of it, and thank you very much, guys.
As that was the new champion, Rafael Dorado, joining us. And I believe up next, Peter, you have got third place finisher, Finland's Motegi, joining you.
Yeah, there you go. Alcohol consumption advice by someone from Grangemouth. There you go. We've heard it all now. So, Teemu Toika, welcome to the Global SimRacing Channel. How was your race today?
The preparation could have been better. I did test the combo out for a few laps during the week, but I didn't do any laps between the start of the week and today. So, and I didn't do any setup changes, and it has been a while since I've driven this car. But overall, the race was fine. I set out to just drive my own race, and I certainly didn't expect to finish third. But after everyone else had some issues, I'm happy with the results, and that was a fun race, and maybe I'll have to do some more racing this season.
Well, of course, we'd love to see you back on the road courses as well with us too. And the Nürburgring Nordschleife next weekend, is that a circuit you know well?
I mean, I have done a few laps in my time around the Nordschleife, but nowadays I'm mostly an oval guy, so I had to check this race out, and it was fun. And the community is really wholesome, and I'll try to be back next week same time.
We would love to see you. Now, Teemu, before we let you go and enjoy your podium finish, who would you like to shout out to here on the Global SimRacing Channel?
Well, I'd like to thank my team, Simsa Esports, and I'd like to thank my viewers on twitch.tv/tesnauki. They've been a huge support of mine, and I stream sometimes other cars as well. So yeah, and I'd like to thank you, the stream team, for broadcasting this race.
Well, it was our pleasure, Teemu. We really enjoyed it. Well done on the podium, and hopefully we'll see you again here very soon in the Grand Prix Legends series.
Yes, thank you. See you.
So that's about all we have time for here on the Global SimRacing Channel. We hope you enjoyed this broadcast of the Grand Prix Legends series, and don't forget to come and see us this time next week for our visit to the Nürburgring Nordschleife, which I am very much looking forward to. A huge thank must also go to the companies that provide the software and the hardware for our broadcasts, and they are listed here on your screen. An additional thank you must go to June Lalonde, who provides our excellent music. See the screen for how to get a hold of more of her great work. A huge thank you goes to Ryan, Sean, and Dougie for their help with today's broadcast. If you'd like to find out more about us here at the Global SimRacing Channel, including upcoming races, you can find information at theglobalsimracingchannel.com. Or you can check out our social media on Twitter at GSR Channel, Facebook at Global SimRacing Channel, and Instagram at GSRC_gram. You can also represent GSRC at the track by getting hold of some GSRC merchandise at gsrc.storeenvy.com. Don't forget to head over to our YouTube page and hit that big red subscribe button as well, so that you'd never miss a moment here on the Global SimRacing Channel. But until next time, race clean, race hard, and we'll see you on the track.